So apparently, Paris Corner is trying to dupe one of my all-time favorite vanilla fragrances, Angelique Noir, with one of their new releases called Aira. So let's talk today about whether or not I think that they have succeeded in that, the differences, similarities between these two fragrances, and would I wear it? So in order to talk about Aira, we first have to talk about Angelique Noir. So Angelique Noir is from Guerlain, and this is truly, in my opinion, one of the best vanillas ever to be created. Like, it is on par with Vanilla Planifolia to me. And it is a beautiful, contrasting blend of Angelica with vanilla. Angelica is this somewhat green, bitter type of leaf that somehow they have managed to make it just go perfectly with vanilla. You would think that they wouldn't go together, a green and a vanilla, but it goes together perfectly. And the bitterness is not overly done. It's kind of tamed by this deep, rich vanilla. I think it's truly one of Guerlain's best perfumes. The projection and longevity is also fantastic. Worth every single penny, if you ask me. So, Aira. I don't actually think that Paris Corner was trying to do a one-to-one dupe of Aira, which I am happy about, because anytime I smell a, so-called dupe of Angelique Noir like Dua's, it's nice, but I don't think that this perfume is dupeable, because I do think that part of why it smells so good is because of the high quality, expensive ingredients that Guerlain uses. That's just my theory, based off the fact that I've never smelled a one-to-one of any of their fragrances like I have of other designer and other niche fragrances. And I don't think that Paris Corner was trying to do a one-to-one dupe. And I actually think that's a good thing, because what they've created is a beautiful scent that doesn't need to try to completely mimic Angelique Noir. Instead, it's in the same family or style of Angelique Noir. It's almost as if you took some Angelique Noir, like a teaspoon, or yeah, we'll just go with a teaspoon of Angelique Noir. And then you also added in a lot of clementine or mandarin. You know those small little orangey fruits? Not the big oranges, but the small ones that have like this extra sweetness to them that you would, that are easy to peel and like throw in your bag. Maybe they're clementines, mandarins, I don't know. But it smells like it has that in it. And I don't know where they got this like mandarin orange juice, but it smells just so good. It's such an authentic smelling orange. And I think it goes so well with the vanilla feel in this fragrance. It's not citrusy. When I smell other Angelique Noir fragrances, they're citrusy in like a lemon way, like more of like a sharp, tang, twangy kind of feel. Whereas this is more, yes, I guess technically, of course, orange and mandarin are citruses, but it's not as like sharp and tangy like lemon. It's more of a sweeter, perfectly ripe orange in comparison to a sharp lemon like in other dupes. And I think that that is beautiful. It's very fresh. It's perfectly sweet, not overly sweet, not cloying. And again, it has that dose or foundation of the Angelique Noir perfume kind of in there. Now, how does it differ from Angelique Noir? Angelique Noir is rich, decadent. It feels expensive. The vanillas, Guerlain does vanillas like no other. So the vanilla is delicious. It smells just very high quality and very deep and nuanced. And it's not trying to be overly sweet. It does have sweetness to it for sure, but it's, I would say, more on like the lemon slight sweetness, not a orange sweetness. I think the sweetness comes more from the vanilla itself. And it feels just like a more grown-up, sophisticated, sexy version of what Aira from Paris Corner is trying to do. Aira feels like, again, a small dose, more like daytime friendly, definitely more fresh. And the vanilla is for sure not as rich, doesn't have the same depth, but it's still very nice. Like if Guerlain had, or Angelique Noir had a little sister, I think it would be Aira. If Guerlain said, okay, we are charging, $450 for Angelique Noir, we want to make a $30 option that is still going to smell really, really beautiful, it would be Aira to me. So it still smells very good. Like, I will wear this summertime. I really enjoy the scent because it's different from Angelique Noir, but also similar. I could see myself wearing Aira during the daytime, and I could for sure see myself wearing Angelique Noir more for like a date night when I want to feel a bit more sophisticated, a bit more elevated. Now, I have no issue wearing Angelique Noir during the daytime. I don't think it's just a nighttime scent. But if I have to compare it to Aira and I had to wear them both in a day, that's how I would do it. There's only one thing that I don't like about this fragrance that I hope with time will change, and that's the projection and longevity. It is okay. I would call it light to moderate, like 4 hours, and then it's almost gone. So we'll see if that changes. You know, that happens a lot with Middle Eastern fragrances. If this had been a strong performing fragrance, they would have knocked it out of the park. But it may be a situation where the way that they've made the actual scent DNA, maybe if they were to try to make it too strong, it would interfere with the soft prettiness that the scent, embodies. So if that's the case, I'm okay with dealing with the softer fragrance and overspraying it and whatnot. But just keep that in mind. This is not going to be beast mode, light to moderate projection, in my opinion, on my skin. Another thing I find really fascinating about this scent is if you look at the notes, there is no vanilla listed. But I'm telling you, it smells like vanilla in here. So either they just aren't listing it, but more likely they have somehow been able to mash all of those ingredients together and give a feeling of vanilla. And I guess that's also probably why it doesn't feel as rich and deep in vanilla as Angelique Noir, because I guess there's no vanilla in here. Just something to keep in mind when you look at the notes and you don't see vanilla. It does still smell like it to me. So yeah, I really like this. I would say that this is up there with the Paris Corner Dulzura Vanilla Envy in terms of vanillas that they've released this year. It's a really, really good one that I would recommend checking out. Again, don't expect it to be a one-to-one of Angelique Noir, but expect it to be similar to that fragrance, but done in a different way with a twist, but absolutely beautiful. Let me know if you'll be checking this one out or if you have already smelled it, and if so, what are your thoughts? And I'll see you guys back tomorrow for our next episode.